Army of the Dead, directed by Zack Snyder, follows a group of mercenaries who venture into the quarantine zone of Las Vegas to pull off the greatest heist ever attempted. To say that I was excited for this film is an understatement because, let's be honest, y'all know me, I love me some Zack Snyder films, and this movie takes the cake for Zack Snyder. And by takes the cake, I mean he gets the ultimate prize. I have not seen an opening sequence for a zombie film this entertaining since Zombieland 1. And I love that opening sequence. Well, I'm already talking about the things that I loved about this film, and there is a lot to love about Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead. Let's get this one out of the way. Zombies, zombies, zombies. There is so much to love about the action in this film. It really, really shows, especially at the ending. The last 45 minutes is all out gore, violence, Zack Snyder stylized action that you have come to love if you have seen his films like 300, Watchmen, Dawn of the Dead. This definitely, it's not the best action, but it's definitely some of his best entertaining action that I've seen out of the coming years from Zack Snyder's work. Speaking of another positive for Zack Snyder, the cinematography. And this film was actually shot by him, and he directed it. I believe he produced it with his wife. He may even co-wrote it, but enough about that. The cinematography in here is amazing. This shot right here reminds me of the Joker shot in Zack Snyder's Justice League. The way he focuses on the frame, focuses on the subject. I just loved that, and I had to give a shout out for that scene. Zack Snyder's take on the zombies is very unique, and I don't want to get into spoiler territories because you should check it out and experience it, especially on the big screen, and I believe it's only going to be in limited theaters for 1 week before it goes on Netflix next week. So please watch it and support this movie. But anyways, back to the zombies. The zombies are great. I just really, really enjoyed Zack's take with this type of lore and how he expanded upon it and where it could go potentially for, I think, the prequel that they're going to make, and even the sequel, and even the series that they're going to make. There's just so much they can do with this universe, and I am all in. Now, this movie definitely has some negatives, and let's get into it. There's always that one cliche that happens with a film like this. Stupid characters bringing out something that is very detrimental for their universe, but it's all in the hands of idiots. And it's in the very, very opening sequence, and I do not want to say how the zombie outbreak happens, but how it goes about is by far the dumbest thing that I've seen. And the dialogue is terrible in the entire first act. I thought it was super cringeworthy. It just didn't work for me. I was like, what's going on, Zack? I don't know if necessarily he wrote those scenes, but whoever did, it didn't work. And speaking of bad dialogue, I did not like Tig Notaro. I believe that's how you pronounce her name. She wasn't good. She sucked. Every line felt like they had a teleprompter for her and she read exactly every single line, word for word. That's how it came across to me. She wasn't funny. She wasn't cool. She wasn't a BA. Not into it. Also, the humor in this, and I wanted to laugh so badly, especially the blonde dude, the German guy. He had potential of being hilarious, but every single line he had, every single comedic moment that was built up in a certain scene just fell so hard. I was in a room with about 40 people in the theater and no one laughed. And the last thing that just did not sit well with me was that there was no real depth. And I would have been fine with this film if it was just a fun, action-heavy film, but instead it wanted to go for that character development. And when you go there, I'm gonna see how the scenes pan out, and they were not good. And that's not to say the acting wasn't good when it came to those serious, dramatic moments. Dave Bautista and everybody else in those scenes did a really, really good job. It was just the dialogue and the way they inserted those moments in the film just completely took me out of it. Overall, Army of the Dead is a good time, especially when you get to the last hour of this film, the last hour and 15 minutes. It is a fun, exhilarating roller coaster ride, but sadly is bogged down by some pretty cringe acting, pretty cringe dialogue, and some random scenes that are placed in near the final act that just don't feel cohesive to the story. And for that, I'm going to give Army of the Dead a 7 out of 10. Thank you guys so much for watching my review. It really means a lot. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and also don't forget to be blessed.